so far for the McKinney North girls basketball team. Their first district championship in school history, went undefeated in district play. I'm joined by their head coach, Michael Oldham. And Coach, since we last talked, you haven't lost a game yet, so that's pretty impressive.
It's been pretty surreal, the season that the girls have put together, the way they come into practice every day and practice like they haven't accomplished anything. Even after winning the district championship, there was not a lot of celebration because I think we've talked before their goals a little farther down the road. But yes, very exciting season. Been very fortunate to have it.
Overall record of 29-3 this year. You're going for big win number 30 tonight in the first round of the playoffs, and that's a big milestone for this program.
30 wins in a season is a big milestone for any program. Definitely where this program has come from, especially the last 4 years. Coach Valerie Little getting it in place over the course of the last 5 to 6 years, and I was fortunate enough to take over a situation where it was just one step away from going to that next level, and been happy we've been able to do that.
The road has not always been so smooth sailing, though. In district play, you had two really close games early on against Lovejoy and Wiley that really had to bring out the best of your team late.
Yes, some games we definitely needed. We needed some close games. We played from behind the entire Wiley game, seized the lead with about a minute and a half left, and was able to stretch it out. It ended up, 2, but they hit a 3 from half court at the buzzer, so we kind of stretched it out to 5. And then with Lovejoy, same thing. Didn't get a lead until maybe 4 minutes left in that game. Battled from behind the whole time. And we kind of had to win those 2 games not doing what we do. So it gives me confidence going into the playoffs that if people try to take us out of what we do, we can still win.
Alexis Mason, really the leader of this team, averaging 17 points. She's hit 53s this year, but really her distribution of the basketball to get other players involved is what makes her really a special player.
Alexis has been great. As a senior, you hope that they have the type of years that she's had, especially the type of kid she is. Program's made the playoffs all 4 years. She's been in high school starting as a freshman. She was a starter and played a big role on that team getting our program into the playoffs the first time. And each year has just built it to where it's at this point. We want to be a snowball rolling downhill these last 7 games, and her distribution of the basketball, she scores it so many ways, whether it's from the free throw line, the three-point line, or just getting steals and layups. She's really extended her game this year to being a well-rounded player. She's just really well-rounded right now.
And one of the keys for your team as well is that Alexis doesn't have to be the leading scorer in every game. Shantaria Jackson, sophomore forward, had a big 25-point outing against Lovejoy in one of your district games that really helped you win that one. And you've even had other players lead in scoring in different particular games.
I think at one point in this season, all 5 starters have led us in scoring at one point or another, and there's even been one occasion where I think our 6th man off the bench was one of our leading scorers. So several times in a year, the other people have stepped up. So yes, we don't feel like if Alexis is not on that we can't win, because like I said, Allie Mahalik stepped up with 10 points against Sherman when KK Connor was out with the flu. Hit 3 3-pointers against Wiley in a crucial situation. Viona Vernicki has stepped in and had a 14-point game, I believe, at one point. So having those key players coming off the bench has also helped us and gives us a lot of hope and faith as we go into these playoffs.
I want to talk about Jocelyn Scott for a second because she is a freshman on varsity who's playing all the time. She has some good stats. She's a contributor in scoring, about 6.5 points per game, and she also gets 4 rebounds per game. And she's that 2 guard that can really help you in those situations to shoot over the top of defenses.
Jocelyn definitely gives us another, I guess, weapon on the court. She's often the 4th or 5th option, but still scoring 7 points a game, grabbing those 4 rebounds. She's really picked her defensive effort up, which has helped us in the second part of district. So she's definitely on the upside. She contributes every single night she's on the floor one way or another.
Now you've had a chance to scout your opponent tonight in the first round of playoffs, which is Longview Pine Tree, and they're a team that is fourth from their district, so they're not quite at the level of your team, but they do have a player in Sky Holmes that could give you some trouble because she's a 6'1" post player who, against Marshall, had an 18.19 rebound game.
Longview can create some problems for us with their size. They are a very athletic group. I never underestimate a 4 seed because last year we were a 4 seed going against an undefeated district champion in Wakeland. And everyone kind of knows how that ended up. It kind of springboarded us to a couple more playoff wins. So we won't take anything for granted going out to Van tonight to take on Longview. And Sky Holmes does pose a bit of a challenge for us. They run a 2-3. They put a 6'1", 6'2" long post there in the middle. Will definitely affect our ability to score in the paint. But we've worked on it, and I think we'll be fine.
I know as a coach you have to take games one at a time, but for people here on the outside like me, we like to look ahead, and you've got Red Oak and Arlington, Seguin, and Lovejoy as potential opponents down the road here early in the playoffs, and they're all talented teams that are ranked in the area, and you and your coaching staff have done a great job to be able to go see them play before so you kind of know what you're up against.
We have had an opportunity to get out and watch all of those teams so far, get tape on them. So we are planning ahead, but we are keeping our focus on that one game at a time mentality. Being in this for many years, I've been on the end of a district champion getting beat in that first round, and it's not fun. So we will stay focused on one game at a time. But yes, we are looking forward to those South Dallas matchups, hopefully, to try to kind of stake our claim on 4A basketball here in the Metroplex.
What's the sense in the locker room right now with the players as they are really looking ahead and forward to potentially being in the big stadiums or the big courts and playing under the big lights?
This team strives on that. I think they embrace that. As I was telling you earlier, after our district championship win, there wasn't a lot of celebration. The girls are focused on going to state, going to Austin. We preach to them every day. First we got this eight-team tournament to win here, to get to the regional, and get that taken care of first. So locker room mentality's great, more than you would expect out of a group of teenage kids that are on this ride that they're on right now.
I think it's a great way to look at an 18 tournament, and then you're going to have another tournament and kind of really break it down into small little intervals. Your team defensively is really the key to you trying to make a deep run in this playoffs because you're not the tallest team in the world. You don't necessarily have the shot blocker in the middle, but if your players play good defense all around the perimeter, that's where you can have success.
Yeah, we're not real big, but we are long at all 5 positions, which some people underestimate that, for size and things. But no, we don't have a big stopper in the middle, so if a team was to get us into a half-court game and try to just pump it into the post, we probably would be in trouble. That's why we put our full-court press in, try to put in our half-court press, and mix it up so that post person, if they do have a dominant one, never really gets to see the ball because their guards can't get it to them, is kind of our philosophy on defense.
And finally, before we let you go, we want to give props to not only your varsity team, but all the girls basketball teams within the program. You mentioned to me earlier only 2 losses throughout all the girls basketball programs for McKinney North this year, and with a lot of underclassmen and juniors on the varsity and so much depth at the JV level, you're going to be able to keep up this level of play for a few years to come.
Yes, we had a very good district season this year. As I said, we went 40-2. JV went 14-0. Varsity went 14-0, and the freshman team was able to go 12-2. They 2 losses. The first one was by 27. Then the same team beat them by 4 points the second game. So even they made strides toward improving. So yes, the future does look bright for McKinney North basketball. I'm very excited to be the person that gets to be at the helm of it and oversee it all.
And Coach Oldham, good luck tonight and in the future here in the playoff run.
Certainly appreciate it. Thank you.
McKinney North girls looking good going into the playoffs. They've got Longview Pine Tree tonight, and then a lot of talented teams ahead as they look to try and make their way to Austin. Congratulations again to both the McKinney North and McKinney High girls basketball teams on their playoff berth. That'll do it for today's show. Be sure to join us next week for the boys basketball regular season review show and playoff preview. You won't want to miss the highlights. Until then, for everyone here at Sports Talk, I'm Tyler Sloan. Enjoy your week.